Campbell like ditched on our cold open. Like that was our only idea. Wait. Says Wilson's not here. Did he post anything on Google Classroom?
I didn't see anything.
Yeah, me either.
It says go to B119 from Shane.
Shane? Alright.
Wait, what are you guys doing here?
Wait, Shane told us to come here.
Yeah, I know. I just thought he would be with you guys.
Wait, where is Shane?
Good morning, Pirates, and welcome to the first show of the year 2023. As you can probably tell by now, there is no second host. So in the spirit of the new year, I have this new saying: New year, more me. Avid viewers will remember when Jarrett did this very same thing 2 seasons ago. But we here at CHS love to preach the good word about reduce, reuse, recycle, especially those last two. We've got a great show for you today. There's this or that in the principal's message, Ask the Staff, the elective showcase. But first, here's the principal's message.
Happy New Year, Pirates. I hope you had a wonderful break and got the opportunity to spend some quality time with friends and family. I know I'm certainly excited to be back and to start the next phase of the school year. I would like to take a moment to look back before the break and commend the musicians who participated in the combined CHS Winter Concert. Our bands, choirs, and string ensembles were absolutely magnificent, and Mr. Bacon, Dr. DeSalvio, and Mr. Hercock put together a magical experience for the CHS community. A special shout out to former CHS choir teacher, Mrs. Berger, who joined us again this year. It was great to see her. Congratulations to all of our soloists, ensemble members for an outstanding performance. The CHS Winter Athletic season is fully underway. We are blessed to have some very competitive teams this year, and we hope to see us maintain that momentum for the rest of the season. As always, I hope you will consider joining us at the game to support our Pirates. That's all for this week. Thank you for your time and attention, and please enjoy the rest of the show.
This cloning thing is weird. So how does it work? Every time my fingers, a bit of my soul leaves my body and a clone appears. How many clones have you created? 15. Oh my God, you have less of a soul than Mark Zuckerberg. You can say that again. You have less of... That was a figure of speech. What, were you born yesterday? I'm not going to answer that question. That's good to hear, because we only have enough time to ask the staff.
Each week, we ask the staff a different question. This week, we
Whoa. You know whose show this is? Huh? You know whose show this is? How'd you even get in here? No, you don't. Amateur. This week we asked the staff, what's your top student pet peeves? Let's see what they had to say.
Not reading the directions.
Lining up at the door. Raising a hand in the middle of a lesson when I think they're going to ask a question and they really just have to go to the bathroom.
I think my top student pet peeve would be lateness.
Probably the biggest thing is just kids that don't try. They don't try to be better.
Talking when we stop playing. They're supposed to listen at that point.
Top student pet peeves, I think now the distance that the phone provides.
Putting their heads down, face glued to the cell phone.
Dude, if I catch you doing something, don't lie.
Students not doing work.
I guess you could say the saying Kane instead of Mr. Kane or Chef Kane.
I feel like I say I don't have many pet peeves to my students. I would say getting up before the bell is a massive pet peeve of mine.
Ooh, my biggest one, and my students know this, is lining up at the door.
I can't stand when students get up and wait by the door before the bell. It drives me crazy.
Lying. Oh my gosh, just don't lie. I'd rather you just tell me the truth. Be honest about where you were, why you were late, why your homework's not done. Just tell me the truth, and I will respect that a whole lot better than you just lying to me.
Snapchatting in the middle of class without my permission.
Whining. Whining is the worst.
Tapping pencils on desks.
Probably asking, like, what page are we on when the page number is on the board and I've said the page and I've repeated the page number and then we still get somebody asking that. I'll say that.
Speaking over other students.
Colin Burns.
Recently, I've had a few of them like snap at me, I guess to get their attention, which is weird. Coming in late is another pet peeve, but I think that's common.
Sniffling makes me crazy.
Do I have to do that? No, you don't have to. No, that's no, I'm saying when students say to me, do I really have to do that?
I bet no teacher has a peeve about me. You and I both know that's not true. But what about your handwriting? Shut up, you're a clone of me. Any insult you have insults yourself. At least the ego didn't carry over. Whatever, man. Let's see the elective showcase.
Hi, my name is Mr. Bacon. I teach a couple electives here at St. Edmondson High School. I teach a class called Music for Movies and the Stage, which the first half of it we talk about film history, film composers, and the music behind film, what makes it so exciting. We do a couple of projects that have to do with creating a silent film and creating a stop motion animation film, and even creating your own music with some digital tools. Then the second half of that, we move into the stage portion of things. We talk about the history of theater, and we focus on some famous Broadway shows as well. Another elective that I teach is called Concert Choir, and that's for people who love to sing and share their music, share their voices. In Concert Choir, we learn the fundamentals of singing, about your instrument, about music theory. We study music, and then we put on some concerts throughout the year as well. We always do one in December, and then we do one in May. Additionally, we have an audition group from that called the Chamber Choir, and the Chamber Choir goes out and performs for the community. Music from movies in the stage class might be people who love seeing movies or going to shows or things like that. And for choir class, it's for students who love to sing. And every single day, we get to come in here and we get to sing. It's incredible, and I love teaching it, and I hope that the students love singing, and we get to share it every day. I think my favorite teaching moment has been the progression of these last couple of years and getting back to normalcy and getting back to really making art together.
My name is Nick DeSalvio. I'm the band director at St. Edmondson High School. There's a couple different electives I teach in the music world. I teach a digital music engineering class, a class where we learn about sort of the more technical side of music making. We create music on the computer. We actually use Mac products using GarageBand as a digital audio workspace. We learn about equalizing and the process by which music, especially music we listen to, pop music, rap, rock, how it's produced and how it's created. There's a music theory class that we teach. Music theory is a class about the fundamentals of music, how music is built. There's a lot of performance opportunities at St. Edmondson High School where we can play our music, but music theory is where we learn why music is the way it is, how it's composed, how it's put together. Of course, there's concert band. Concert band is the premier instrumental wind and percussion group at the high school. We have 2 periods of concert band, 2nd and 9th periods, where we play different band music by different American composers and composers throughout the world. So if you play a band instrument, flute, clarinet, saxophone, trumpet, trombone, baritone, tuba, oboe, bassoon, percussion, list goes on. That's a great opportunity for you to perform. We also have jazz band. Jazz band is an extracurricular activity that we have. It takes place during Smart Lunch on certain Thursdays as well as after school on Mondays. Our students can learn not only about how to play better on their instrument, but how to play in a jazz group, how to improvise music, where I like to call spontaneous composition, and just to vary different types of music in a jazz spectrum. We also have a guitar class. This is the first year in a couple years we've had class guitars. You can see all these guitars behind me. It's composed mostly of non-traditional music students. So what I mean by that is, traditional music students are students who are in chorus, or students who are in band, or students who are in strings. We wanted a situation where we had a class for students who didn't fit that mold but still wanted to make music. We have the St. Edmondson High School Marching Band. The marching band actually begins our performance season, our practice season in July. Right after the 4th of July, we start our rehearsals throughout the summer, putting together music and visuals to create an on-field experience for both competition and football game performance. Marching band has a lot of different elements, including musicians, on-field musicians, as well as the color guard, which we had a huge growth in this year. The color guard being those performers on the field who are spinning flags or rifles or sabers, and adding to the visual aspect and the color of our show. I think the big part of why kids enjoy music classes in general is the ability to, number one, create in a less structured environment than your typical classroom. It's not usually a sit down in a class at your seat at a desk sort of a situation. You're always engaged in the action. You're always doing something, and you're always creating. I have a lot of moments throughout my day where my students and I get to have a good time and enjoy, and that's part of the good part of my gig.
I think I could play the piano. Yeah, right. Come on, man. Why do you gotta tear me down? This is actually kind of fun. No wonder everybody likes doing this. You are literally self-doubt personified.
The following is a public service announcement from Isaiah Ruiz.
Hello, I'd like to make a PSA regarding the senseless and tasteless action of interrupting someone's mid-explanation. Many times a day do I witness and feel the incompetence.
The following is a public service announcement from Sam Megan.
Language is something that connects nations, creates lifelong relationships, and causes groundbreaking actualizations. The correct usage of words is imperative to a fully comprehensive and engaging conversation. A common misconception is the usage of the word literally. To its definition, literally, an adverb, means in a literal manner or sense, exactly. Even though its definition places it to be used in order to describe something on how it actually is, it can commonly be confused with figuratively, the usage or indication of a departure of words, metaphorically. To use an example, let's look at a message thread from my mom. I had just sent her an absolutely hilarious message because I am just so funny and so engaging to talk to. But she had fallen victim towards the incorrect usage of the word literally. So I replied to her, "No, you aren't," because she was not in fact dead. So she replied, "You're such a disappointment." So I replied, "You're," because she had used the wrong usage of "you're" in her text. When I'm being mocked and ridiculed by others, I just think of how much better I am than them and how monotonous their likes and ums sound in their day-to-day life, and I'm not sorry for how incredibly and linguistically inclined that I am, and that what I have to say is far more superior than literally anything that you would have to say. Thank you for your time and complete attention.
This has been a public service announcement from Sam Megan.
Embarrassment of being a person that interrupts others, and for those who feel as though they are being called out, before you say anything, wait till I finish talking.
I can't believe that you would actually try to say something like that to me.
Thank you for listening
Like,
to
honestly,
this PSA.
you're the one.
Good afternoon, Pirates. Mr. Repsher here with some important PSAT info for our 10th graders. Today you'll be receiving your test booklets that you use to take the PSAT in October during homeroom. These are your test books to take home and do with what you want. That is the actual test that you used on test day. I'm sharing this information to help you understand each section of the PSAT school report and where you can find it, and to identify resources to help you increase your performance. So the PSAT is a preliminary scholastic achievement test. In the most simple terms, it's a practice SAT. The College Board states that they would predict you would perform exactly the same on an SAT had you taken it on the same date. So it's a great predictor of your SAT score. Traditionally, your test scores have been the second most important factor in your college admissions. Due to COVID, some of that has changed where colleges now are test optional, which means they will look at students strictly based on their grades. But every school is different, and we're not sure that test optional policy will still be in place when the class of 2024 is actually coming to, or I'm sorry, 2025 is actually coming to apply for schools. The PSATs allows colleges to compare students across the country. So you are actually compared with all those students on your school report in your percentile rank. So it allows the college to determine students who may be the most prepared to come onto their campus and do well. And then we get this question a lot: what is a good score? So I think the first thing that I would say is you want to hit the benchmark scores, which we're going to talk about in 2 slides from now. Those are an indicator that you're college ready or on the path to being college ready. The second piece is that once you take an SAT in your junior/senior year, a good score is one that's going to be aligned with the average admissions information for accepted students. For example, if you're at like a 1050 SAT score and you wanted to go to Rowan and pursue business, that would probably be okay. If you wanted to go to Rutgers, New Brunswick, we would, probably want to see a little bit higher SAT score there for us to feel confident in your admissions. So that's how I like to think of a good score. A good score is going to help support your cause to get into that school. We're going to click on this video here and check it out. But every student that's applied an email on their answer sheet on test date should have received an email from the College Board with instructions on how to access their scores and their score report online. And this information here is going to kind of show what that looks like and what you can do with it and what your scores actually mean. So I'm going to try to turn my microphone.
Congratulations on taking the PSAT NMSQT. Now it's time to see your scores, which you can get on your phone or a computer. The first thing you'll see is your total score, which is a combination of your scores on the evidence-based reading and writing and math sections. These scores give you an idea of how you'll do on the SAT and how ready you are for college. Your test scores, cross-test scores, and sub-scores give you even more details about how you did in specific areas. Scores in green show your strengths. Scores in yellow and red help you understand where you need to improve. Go to Skills Insight to dig even deeper and see what your scores say about your skills and how you can develop them further. Thinking about your scores and making a plan to improve are important steps towards college. The PSAT NMSQT has provided millions of eligible students with the opportunity to enter the national.
I want to pause the video here real quick for 2 reasons. That one, only juniors are eligible for the NMSQT scholarship contest. So sophomores are not eligible for that scholarship. And the second piece is that your test is fully online. So if you were to lose that book on the way home today, you can still access your entire test online by clicking the test questions. You can filter easy, medium, and hard. It'll tell you why the best answer is the best answer and explain how to get that answer. So it's a great way to recover questions that you just missed by mistake or you haven't seen in a while with zero prep. Other than just looking at the question. So I'm a huge fan of actually looking at the test questions, and you can filter those easy, medium, and hard, start at the easy ones and kind of work your way up.
National Merit Scholarship Program, an annual academic competition for recognition and scholarships. Go to the NMSC Selection Index section to see if you meet the entry requirements. You can also use your PSAT NMSQT scores to start preparing for the SAT. Go to satpractice.org to create and link your College Board and Khan Academy accounts to get started. Your PSAT NMSQT test scores will get imported into Khan Academy and give you a personalized SAT study plan to help you practice the areas where you need the most work. Most students take the SAT in the spring of their junior year and again in August or the fall of their senior year. Don't forget to register. Taking challenging classes is another great way to prepare for college. The AP Potential section of your score report tells you which AP classes would be great for you. Speak to your teacher or counselor to learn more about AP. You can also explore careers based on your interests and then find compatible college and career options. Here's a quick recap. Don't forget to review your scores, learn more about scholarship and recognition opportunities, practice and register for the SAT, find the AP classes that are best for you, and explore college and career options.
All right, so you can see the information there and the different tools they offer within, the College Board. It's definitely worth checking it out. More than likely, if you're college bound, you're going to have a College Board account from now until the time you graduate, from signing up for AP courses to registering for SATs. It's just part of the process. So like I mentioned in the prior slide, benchmark scores. What benchmark scores are they're indicators that you're kind of college ready, and that you're likely to get a C or better in your first semester of credit-bearing courses. So in the 10th grade, it's a 430 reading and writing and a 480 math. In 11th grade, 460 and 510. And just a reminder on the other side is that the top score in each section is a 760 for a total of 1520, not 1600 like the SAT. And that's because they reserve some of the higher end questions for the SAT test. In addition to just being great feedback in your overall strengths and weaknesses and preparing for an SAT, the PSAT can also be used as another pathway to meet testing requirements for graduation. So you have to sit for your PARCC, NJSLA, NJGPA. You have to sit for all of them. But if you fail to meet a passing score and you earned a 22 or higher in the reading section, that would satisfy the English requirement, and the 22 or higher in the math would satisfy the math requirement in place of the state testing. So it's another opportunity for students to meet those scores. All right, so what should we be doing with these? So don't be discouraged if your scores are lower. We would expect your score to come up about 100 points just by going naturally from sophomore to junior year in learning new concepts and new skills in your English and math classes. If you want to check out your booklet and or your online booklet or online test questions to kind of dive into the questions you got wrong, I strongly recommend that. And of course, if you want to link your scores to Khan Academy, it's a free personalized tutoring program that focuses on your areas of weakness. They also have the availability to take full-length practice tests and give you an SAT style score so you'll know how it relates, and that is all free. If you're interested in getting like the traditional practice booklets for the SAT or the ACT, you can stop in the counseling office and we'll be happy to give them to you. Or if you want to talk a little bit more in-depthly about your performance, make an appointment with your counselor and we'd be happy to chat with you. Hope everyone's enjoying the new year and I wish you the best of luck. Take care.
Apple or Android?
Apple. Apple.
Apple.
Why not Android?
Because I have an Apple. It's cringe.
It's just Apple all the way.
Yeah, Android sucks.
Apple.
Apple.
Why not Android? I don't like Android. They're too slow.
At least my phone's not made out of Lego bricks.
Okay.
Android, because they actually have a lot more features that are very helpful for people.
Apple. Apple.
Apple.
Apple. Android haters?
Yes.
Very much. I don't like it.
Apple.
Apple.
Why not Android?
Because when you drop an Android, it breaks into 100,000 pieces, and I'm just not into picking up puzzle pieces.
That's fair.
Pretty sure if you drop an Apple, that'll happen too. But I picked Apple because I've only had Apple.
All right.
Apple.
Apple. Apple.
Apple.
Apple.
Apple.
Android.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs.
Dogs, easy.
Dogs.
Dogs. So you guys don't like cats?
Ooh.
Nah.
I don't experience with the dogs. I don't know why you growled, but hey, we all have our reasons.
I don't like pet cats.
I like dogs more.
Dogs.
Why?
Because you can play with a dog, and they're just overall better.
Wired or wireless earbuds?
Wireless.
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 Why?
They get tangled.
They're just easier to put on.
They're better.
Yeah.
I agree. Wireless. Wireless.
Wireless.
Why not wired?
I don't really care. They just get too tangled. It's gross.
I mean, like, honestly, I don't even know, but wire's better, you know. You just look better.
I guess so.
Wireless for sure. Wireless. Okay.
Wired.
Wireless.
Why wired?
Because you don't lose them.
I agree with that one. Why wireless?
Because it's just like feel like they're like more convenient, you know, instead of just like having them like getting like strangled or whatever, you know. But
I'm gonna go with wireless.
Wireless for sure.
Wireless.
Depends what I'm doing. If I'm just chilling, wires. But if I'm getting like active, like playing basketball or something, wireless.
Wireless, of course.
Wireless.
Wireless.
I feel attacked. I like wired.
Whoa, whoa.
Broski, go. Broski, Dansky. Dansky, broski.
Creating you was a mistake. I'm you. Exactly. You're a disappointment. That's all I have for this week. If you have any questions or suggestions, please email at sraises@pleasedon'tactuallyemailme.com. Tune in next week where I show you my clone army.